Well, hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. I'm still working my way through some of the oldest characters in the Bible. Last week we talked about Joseph. Well, this week is set several generations later. Joseph, his sister, and all his brothers, they died many years ago now. And the Egyptians have forgotten everything that Joseph did to rescue them from the famine. In fact, they're getting quite worried about these tribes of descendants from that family. They're growing in number. They're taking over land. They're becoming too powerful. So they force them to work. They turn them into slaves. This works for a time, but they're still growing. So the Pharaoh decides that all their baby boys are going to be thrown into the River Nile. Now, I'm sure you can imagine that parents start doing everything that they can to try and save their babies. One mother comes up with a novel idea. She makes a basket, she waterproofs it and floats it on the river with her baby in it. When you think about it, this is probably quite a good idea because even if the baby cries, it's around the sound where sadly there's going to be the sound of other babies crying. Anyway, this works for a time. And the baby's older sister hides close by and keeps watch on the basket. But then something quite unexpected happens. One of Pharaoh's daughters happens to come by and sees the basket and the baby. Now I wonder, probably like many people, she didn't like the idea of killing babies and decided she wanted to adopt this one. So something really special happens. She pulls out this baby, and as she's seeing him for the first time, his sister, who's still close by watching, speaks to her and offers to find someone to look after this tiny baby until he's a little bit older, when the princess can properly adopt and take care of him. The princess agrees and thinks this is a great idea and even offers to pay for his care. So this baby ends up back with his real birth mother for the next several months until he's old enough to go to the palace. And the princess finally adopts him. And then she decides to call him Moses, because Moses sounds like the word for pull out, because she pulled him out of the water. It's a lovely story of compassion and love, isn't it? We never hear any more of this princess who adopted him, but she made the world of difference to this one little baby, saving him and giving him the life of a prince. Lots more was going to happen to Moses. We're going to start hearing some more about that next week. But none of it would have been possible without this quite remarkable series of events. It's still true today that we really have no idea what difference our decisions can make in the long term. One thing some people choose to do is sponsor a child in another country and sponsor them to get an education, to get medical care and other things. We do that, our family. We've sponsored a little girl since she was just a few years old. She'll be 18 this year and she is doing amazingly. I've no idea how her life will turn out, but I pray that she will just be an amazing person and be a real difference for change and do great stuff in her community. Yeah, that's one way I found to make a commitment to an individual and help change their life. Every day there are things we can do to change the course of events for people all around us. Some people talk about random acts of kindness that make a difference. Other people get involved in bigger projects. What might you be able to do? If you wanted to know a bit more about the sponsorship, the child sponsorship I mentioned, do get in touch. I can send you the details of the organisation that we do that through. But this week, why not just look for something that you could do that might just make the world of difference, even if it's only to just one other person. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.